Okay, now we're gonna close this, and this. Right. Then we're gonna come here, presentation. We're gonna go in and put in a new cutting file. We're gonna call it home screen. Nice. Right. So we're gonna say um phone home screen. Then we're gonna put the add composable keyword. At composable. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to come into the main activity class, and I'm going to remove this. I'm going to put the home screen. Nice, beautiful. Now, from the design, we have the scaffold. Remember, we did something like that here. So I'm going to say scaffold. Sorry, I think I'm always confusing scaffold. We're going to use a scaffold that has a app bar, right? So we're first going to build the scaffold first. We're first going to build the scaffold first before the app bar. So yeah, now we have the top. Okay, scaffold. Before that, I'm going to say top app bar. We're going to use the centered align bar. Now the title, this has daily insights. Okay, let's just call it daily insight. Title is going to have a text composable widget, and I'm going to call it what do you want to call it? I'm going to call it daily. Let's say daily news. Then we're going to style it like the way we've been styling our widgets. We're going to style it, right? I'm going to call a material team dot typography dot headline small. This is going to still undergo some UI changes, so let us continue. Okay, beautiful. So after title, we have the action buttons on the app bar. So we're going to come here and comma and actions, right? Now this action is going to take this. So if you recall, we did something similar. Something quite similar on the detail screen. So let's go back to the detail screen. Okay, we wrote shared icons. So we're going to get these icons and just copy it. Like I told you earlier on, we're going to use reusable widgets. So when you are doing your project and there are some things that you know that okay, you're going to reuse multiple times, you just create a single file for them and you can always modify this result. So we're going to copy this, come here and paste, import. Okay. Import icons. Okay, sorry. App design. Okay, we're going to use a search. We're gonna use search. Okay, let's look for a search icon. I think we found one. Hold on, dot search. Nice, it's beautiful. So this DP, we have to import it. Nice. Okay. Oh, I'm always making this mistake. And we have like a notification icon at the side. So what we'll do is we copy this guy, we'll bring it here and do this. We'll add a little bit of spacer, right? Then we'll call this notification. Okay, voila. Now we'll have to run this on our app, but before then we have to work on this error. So I'm going to use a column, right? So it's going to have a modifier. So you can say modifier dot padding all it dot dp. So I think this removes that error. Hold on. This always confuses me every time. Where is the detail screen? Okay, we'll just put it. Okay, fine. So we're going to run this on our emulator. Let's see how it looks like. Okay. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. We need this icon here. So they call that. What do they call you? I like going to the documentation. Anytime I forget some things. Okay. Okay, they call it navigation icon. Now, navigation icon. Navigation icon. Yep. So I believe we can copy. No, we can come here and copy the same and put this. I'll call this menu. Voila. Now let's reload this and let's see how it looks. Nice. So you see, very easy, simple. Now in the next tutorial, we're going to work on this guy first before we work on this. So we're going to work on this recommendation list. We're going to work on this recommendation list for this part of the tutorial. Okay, so before then, let's go to our view model because we don't have this by in our model list. So we'll go back into our model list and we'll go to news model and we'll put the val reported by of type string. Voila. So obviously we have something missing. So we're gonna add reported by. What do I add? Okay, on the list we have by Jenny Wilson. Okay, we're just gonna add by by Cop 360. Sorry, Cop 360. This is a dummy data, so we're just going to copy and paste. You can just repeat it and just copy and paste, right? Should not be that difficult. You can add any other thing you want to add though to the list as much as you want. Now, if you recall, on our list we have two types of lists. We have the carousel list, which we would use to populate this data at the above, carousel at the above, and we also have the recommendation list, which we can use to populate this data below, recommendation data. Now, like I said earlier on, you could just use one list for all of them, but I just decided to use two lists, right? So right here, from here downward is the carousel list, then from here downwards the recommendation list. So we're going to be working on the recommendation list, right? So from design, we first have to create these two guys. Okay, so go back to our home screen and I will create a row. Now in this row, we're going to make horizontal arrangement. Sometimes I always forget to know what to write here. So what I just do, like I've told you earlier on, I just come here and I go into the row. Okay, I've not imported the row yet. Import composable. Okay, that's the reason why. But sometimes if you don't know what to write, just go into it. On Mac, it's called alternate F4 for it to go into the method. So I know, okay, horizontal arrangement, blah blah blah. I just come in here, I copy. No, I'm going to make use of the modifier too. So what I just do here is copy. I come back here and I paste. Right. So remove this. Okay, this is going to go to the bottom. And I'm going to remove this. So I'm going to call this equal to, I'm going to say arrangement space between, because, hold on, space between, I want to make sure that the space, it's called this space between the two of them, right? So, comma, then, okay, we have the vertical alignment, and we're going to say alignment dot center vertically. Now, modifier, we're going to say fill max width, and we want the padding to be from the start side to be 4 dp. I want the end to be 12.dp. Okay, so we're going to write this text, right? So okay, so this is a recommendation test. Like I said earlier on, some of these styles we're going to work on them immediately after we're done with this page. We're going to just rework on the style, but for now just use it as it is, right? Then after that, we're going to work on the show more. Now if you look at this design, this show more is supposed to take you to another page, right? Like to show you a complete list of everything that is here. Okay, we're going to see if we're going to implement that, but so we're going to put in the text. Okay, show more, typography, colors green, font weight W400. Now this modifier is should in case you want to able to click, like you want to click on the text, but for now we'll just comment this out, because let's just remove it. We're not making use of it at the moment, right? So okay, so let us rerun what we have and let's see. Voila. I can see we have a recommendation and we have the show more. So like I said, we put this in a row and we allow the row to take the maximum width and gives us the strength to know what to do at the end. So yeah. Now we're going to call this tutorial and the next tutorial we're going to work on this guy. So we're going to create the view model. Click our view model equals to home view model. Right. So we're going to use the lazy column. We already specified a height between the row at the top and the list. So in order to use a list, we're going to use a lazy column to display the list. So I recommend you go and research more about lazy columns, right? So we're going to put in the recommendation data dot the size. And inside we're going to have a card. Inside we're going to have a card. Why am I getting this error? Why am I getting this? I need to get a card. Then why are you showing me this? Okay, so like I said earlier on, when you're having issues like this, you tend to go back to the documentation, right? When you're having issues like this, you tend to go back to the documentation. So let's go back to the documentation and let's see what it says. Jetpack compose lazy column. So what does it say here? Column you may use to use a single column or row. Okay, we have a lazy list, lazy grids. And we have the lazy column. This is what we are using. But I think something is missing. Something is missing. Okay. Let's come back to reality. Okay, we made a mistake here. It's supposed to be okay, it's supposed to be this. And it's supposed to be an S. You see? So you have to be very, very careful with what you're doing. Very, very careful, right? So you're gonna come here and viewmodel dot size. Now we can come here and add our card, right? So like I said earlier on, this is a project for us to learn, right? I'm doing this from my head. So okay, we have a card. Okay, and let's do some modifying to the cards. Right. So write the modifier dot fill marks width. Okay, and the height, let's say should be 150 dp, and let's say padding, let's add the padding to it of start 3 dp and 3 dp and bottom 5 dp, right? So in here we have two columns, image in a column and the write up. So we're gonna put in a row, a row or a roll. I'm gonna call this left. I'm gonna call this right. Okay, so let's get this working. So we're gonna create a surface, and in this surface, I want to add something just for me to be able to know what I'm doing. Okay, gives me an insight of what I'm doing. So if I auto reload this, I should have something showing. You see, we already gotten a basic layer. So this surface kind of tell us, okay, we're going to put the picture in this place that is green, and the write-ups at the other side, right? So let's add the image and let's see how it looks like. So we all know how to add image, right? So painter resources. Cool. Painter resources. Okay, this content description is going to be empty, and okay. Now I'm going to say view model dot recommendation it dot image URL. Nice. So let's auto reload and let's see how it looks like. Voila. Now we need to allow the image to fill this place. So for our image, we still have a lot of things to do. So we're going to add a modifier. So we want the rounded corners to be rectangular in shape. Call rectangle shape. Now, if you want to reload this, you should see that. I'm sorry if my voice is not that clear. Okay. And content scale. So we want the content scale to fill the bounds. Nice. This is very, very nice. So you can scroll and you see. Okay. I think this is too long. So in our next tutorial, we're going to work on these other parts. Okay. So we're going to work on the left hand side, just like in our design, right? So this is going to be quite easy. So we have the row, this is the left and this is the right. Now on the right, we're going to put a column. And in that column, we're going to put a modifier. And modifier dot padding. We say 4.dp. Okay, and we're going to have a vertical alignment. We're going to say arrangement top. Okay, I'm going to have a text. Now in the text, view model the recommendation data it dot title. If you recall, this it is coming from this, right? It's like the index. Okay, just for you to know. Then we want the max line to be 2 so that the text does not spill if it's too long, right? And we want the style to be material theme dot typography dot body medium. Like I said, the styling is going to be changed later on so that it accommodates like dark mode and other stuff, right? So font weight, font weight dot W700. Then we have the overflow. So a text overflow. So if the text is overflowed, it gives you that overflowing something. So let's see how it looks like. Let's reload it. Let's see. Okay, now you see the reason why I put an overflow. This overflow something, right? So in case the text is overflow, I will put the max line equal to 2. So let's look at the design. The max line for the design is actually 3. So let's make it 3. Let's make it 3. Okay, I think that's how long this guy can go, right? Okay, so now from design we have by the person who wrote the uh the article. Then this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna copy this guy, right? We're gonna put it at the top. Okay, then we're gonna put okay, reported by does not supposed to have a max line, but we can just leave it just in case. So reported by cop 360 by cop 360. This is fetching from the data we put in there. So the text style is supposed to change and all, right? But we're going to work on the text styles later on. So it's just for you to just grab how it looks like. So we're going to put a spacer. Let's say modifier dot height. Let's say in between, say 4 dp. Right. So okay. I don't like the way this guy is looking, so let's just use what we have in our types folder. So the smallest size we have is 14 and his body small. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Body small. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, it looks more better now. Yes. I'll be saying that it looks more better. I don't want it to look very, very small. I think it looks better now. Okay, so yes. Now what's next? The time and this icon. Okay. So let's put in the spacer here. And let's copy this guy too. Right. So we're gonna put time stamp. Right. I believe that this guy should take the same style as the body small. No, body small. Yep. There's no use for this. For this too, you can leave it or you can throw it away. Your choice. So let's see. Okay, now this guy is almost at the bottom, so let's shift it down a little bit. Let's say 8. But be very careful so that it does not go the way all down, 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 right? Okay, hold on. Height 150. I just want it to go down more a little bit. I hope this height is not increasing as I'm increasing this. I think the height is increasing as I'm increasing this. So what I'll do is let's see. Let me reduce the height of the card. Let me see how it looks like. Oh, I see. Mm. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to make this guy 2, right? No, I'm still going to leave it as 3. Sorry. Then this guy, I'm going to make it 140. So, I see. Okay, let me just make it 150. Oh, let me reload it properly. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so it's at the bottom. So we have to solve this problem because sometimes the text might not be too high or something like that. So we have to solve this issue. So in the next class, we're going to show you how to solve the issue. So I'm going to continue to work on the problem we encountered the last time. So I've made some modifications which I'm going to redo so that you understand. So let's just make some space here. Then I'm going to create a surface. Um, if you recall, we are still inside the column we created on the right hand side, right? So nothing changed. So we're going to come into here and create a surface, right? In that surface, we're going to create some list of modifiers. I've written them here, so what I just do is just a copy. Okay, I just need to. Okay, I'm going to remove. I'm going to remove this. So I'm going to create a column, right? And in that column, I'm going to copy every. No, I'm going to copy everything here. I'm going to remove this guy. I'm going to put this guy here, right? So I'm sorry for the noise on the background if you're hearing it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the color. We're going to change the card color, right? So let's go into the. We're going to go into the documentation. I just come here. I just copy. I come back here and okay. I think I made a mistake. I paste, right? So I put a comma here. Now we have to import this. Okay, we want it to be white. And in our color schemes, we don't have a white color, right? We don't have a white color in our color scheme. So what do we do? What do we do? Okay. What is the color code for white? I cannot remember that. Let's say color the white. Okay, so we'll come into our theme folder and for the light background, let's just call it what do we call it? What do we call it? There are many here. Okay, let's call it on primary container. Let's call it white, right? Okay, and let's bring this guy here too for the dark background, which we are going to change later on. So we're going to call this guy on primary container. On primary container. So let's reload and let's see. Well, as you can see, this guy is now at the bottom, right? So that solved the problem. Let me remove this guy. So that solved the problem. So what I did was I put the entire container that housed the first to this and this into the first text and the second into a surface container with a fixed height, so that this guy stays at the bottom no matter what, right? But I think it's too at the bottom. So let me just let me reduce it a bit. Okay, I think this seems better. I think this seems better. So that kind of concludes this for this tutorial. This recommendation is too big. Okay, let me just do a little thing about it. What do we have in our team? In our type.kt, we have 500. We have okay. In terms of font sizes, okay. So we're going to use body medium. Okay, let me close this. So headline, we are going to use dot body medium. There's no need to do copy. Let's just comment this guy out and let's see how it looks like. No, I think it looks more. I think it looks better. Needs to be a little bit big. With the type 1620. Okay, let's make the font size. Let's make the font size 20.sp. Yeah, this looks better. So this ends the tutorial for the recommendation. So the next thing we're going to work in is we're going to work on the carousel at the top, right? Yes. Thank you very much.